Coach? Just left? Okay.
Good evening and welcome back. I hope you had a nice little break in between our matches. We are getting the lobby set up for our second match. So, first of all, my name is Matt Williamson. I will be your shoutcaster for this game. This is our Overwatch match. So, we are playing against Penn State York, the Nittany Lions. So, this should be a pretty good matchup. We're going over the starting lineup again if you weren't with us in the first match for today. So we do have our team being Chunks, Brimstone, I Am Nobody, Escott, Fizzwiz Inc., and Smorgy Guy. This is part of the Tespa Overwatch Collegiate Championship series. So for 5 weeks, the teams will be playing 2 to 3 matches per week on a Sunday. We had 3 matches last week, and this week we had our first match earlier today against Central Washington. Didn't go in our favor, but learned a lot of things from it. And now we will have our match against Penn State York. So all we're doing now is just waiting for everyone to be ready, and we should be good to go at just any time. So as soon as we have that game for you, we will we'll basically just get it running. So at this point, we're just kind of waiting in the lobby, and as soon as they say go, we'll be getting started. It looks like they're getting the map set up for this match. It is the best 2 out of 3, but the first match being Eichenwald. Let me go ahead and pull up the other maps just so you're aware of what we'll be seeing here. So we'll have Eichenwald for the first map. The second will be Lijiang Tower. And if we do go to a game 3, it will be King's Row. Once again, this is a best 2 out of 3. So win the first 2, then we don't need the third one. But if it goes 1-1, then we'll get that game 3. So we'll see how the Pioneers do against the Nittany Lions. So we just have to hang tight for another minute or so, and as soon as we get this up and running, I'll have that to you. Any second now. The lobbies are in here. So it's now waiting. Yeah, they're just getting a couple more things set up with the lobby. They're doing some stuff with team names and so forth. So while we are waiting for this matchup to start, um, if you haven't been following us on social media, you certainly should do so. So you can go to our Facebook page at Marietta College Esports. You can go to our Twitter feed at Marietta Esports. You can also follow our channel here, so when any matches come up, you will be the first to see it and first to know when these things are going to be happening. Because I think, as I mentioned before earlier in our first match, we have quite a few things going on this semester. We do have our League of Legends team that's participating in the C-LOL tournament. They had their first match yesterday, and they'll have their next match this Saturday. Obviously, we have our Overwatch team participating in the Tespa Overwatch series. And we do have our Rocket League team that will be participating in an unannounced tournament. It was supposed to be announced on Friday, but the group that's organizing it has not made it public yet. So as soon as they do that, we will definitely announce our participation in it. I'm really stoked about it. Our players are really stoked about it. And I know there are a ton of colleges that are going to be involved with this. This is going to be huge. So I cannot wait to see this rolling. So we are getting the ready checks in here. So as soon as we get this going, everyone here is saying that they are ready. We're just a moments away from getting started. Any minute now. Yep, so they're asking each other if they're ready. They have said they're ready, so we're just waiting for them to click on go, and they are entering the game. Will we get this up for you? And we do see that we are setting up game 1 of this match of Marietta College versus Penn State York. But right now we are just waiting to see which champions, which heroes our players will be going with. I'm aware that the GOATS comp is very popular in competitive play, so it shouldn't be too much of a surprise to see GOATS comp from both sides. It'll just be a matter of if there's any variation, so whether you go with Zenyatta or Mercy, or maybe if you go with Ana for a little bit more damage boost. There's even been some doing stuff with the Pharmercy combo. Pharmacy, I think we'll use Pharmacy. I'll be the first to admit that I play this game more on a casual basis than a competitive basis, so I do apologize if there are any problems with the terminology. So we do see that for this first round, Marietta will be on the defense, while Penn State will be trying to capture the payload and escorting it. So we do see actually a very interesting comp here for Penn State. They're going with the standard 2 tank, 2 DPS, and 2 support rather than the GOATS comp. And where it looks like Marietta is going with the more traditional GOATS comp. We do see already the Pioneers trying to make their way. So we'll see if they can pass through this. We see the Reinhardts exchanging blows with each other. The Reinhardt's already low on health. They're going to have to give him support to keep him up, and both Reinhardt and Lucio go down. So Penn State does have the damage advantage. They do have more damage champions. But we'll see if Marietta can hold the defense and try to focus someone down. And so far that does not appear to be happening. We do see some ults coming out for Penn State. Marietta's going to have to do something this time around because Penn State was just able to just pretty much pick off everyone. And we see the Hanzo ult coming down to see if that catches anyone. And it looks like it's not going to get anyone there. But we do see Marietta having a couple of ults ready to go. So let's see if they can combo anything here. And we do see quite a few going down for Penn State. So the Shatter with Zarya's ult definitely paid off there. And they are now working on trying to capture this point. And with most of Penn State down, they should be able to claim this. So they do get the payload. So now we'll see how far they can get with escorting the payload. So we already see Penn State trying to put up a defense over here. We can kind of see them over in this other wall. So we see exchanges going back and forth. But so far, Mary is able to push this pretty well. No one's gone down yet, but they just keep pushing it, which does definitely helps. And we do see Smorgy getting pretty low, but he was able to escape. And we see the Zarya Hanzo ult, it only gets Fizzwiz. But we do see the rest of the Pioneers having to fall back. So they are struggling to get back to the payload here. And Reinhardt might be a little too far out. We do see the ult coming down along with the Shatter and the Diva Explosion. And that takes out 3 people on Penn State. So now the Pioneers are back at the payload. So we'll see if they can capitalize on this. And they're making a pretty good push on the payload. And we do see a Sombra coming from behind trying to see if he can flank them, but not making much progress. So we do see some exchanging going here, and we see Reinhardt getting knocked off by Lucio. This area is a really nice place if you are Lucio, just trying to knock off people off the bridge. And we do see most of the Pioneers going down here. So Penn State has put up a pretty good defense over by the bridge. So the Pioneers will have to regroup and see if they can try to push this payload over to the next checkpoint. So right now they're kind of grouped up, but looks like they're trying to find a way to get in. So they're going inside the building and see if they can catch him off to the side. And we do see the Hanzo coming down and taking one of them, but most of the Pioneers fall anyway with the extra damage from Sombra. So it does look like Penn State will win that skirmish. The Pioneers are going to have to make a push here, although they do have 4 ults ready to go. So we'll see if they can combo these ults properly to make another push on the payload. So we see all the ults coming down with Zenyatta and the Rally, Transcendence, the Sound Barrier. The Shatter comes out. So 2 for Penn State have gone down. We do see pretty even trades going on in your deaths. The Pioneers are going to have to get to the payload and start pushing it to get this checkpoint with 50 seconds left. So right now the only ults that are up are with Zarya and D.Va. And Penn State just now got their Hanzo ult ready to go. And we do see it coming out and catching Brigit. Marietta's going to have to take down some people and be able to push this payload. And right now, Penn State's putting up a pretty good defense. The Pioneers got 10 seconds to get over to contest the payload. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Especially with the Reinhardt's trading like this. And Penn State will hold off in the first round up to just short of the first checkpoint.
Score 0-1. Switching sides.
So they will now switch sides, as the announcer just said.
Initiating match.
So we see here's the point that Penn State's going to have to go to win the round, whereas the Pioneers are going to have to prevent Penn State from getting up to this point if they want to take this first map. So we'll see what Penn State decides to do for their comp and what the Pioneers will do to try to prevent Penn State from getting this far. We do see the point is right here. So if you want the Pioneers to win, we do not want them to get this far.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
So round 2 will be starting in just a few seconds. And let's see what kind of defense the Pioneers can do here. So you already see Zarya out quite a bit, but not taking a whole lot of damage. It looks like both Hanzo and Lucio do take some damage from Penn State, although Hanzo is now healed back up. Because they do have an Ana behind the scenes just keeping them up. And we see two for the Pioneers already going down. Most of the Pioneers are, over half of them are already dead. So Penn State is able to contest this point. And they're on the verge of taking this. So it looks like they will be taking it. So now the Pioneers are going to have to work really hard to be able to stop them from getting near the first checkpoint. And they have to be able to hold for another 5 minutes and 24 seconds. So we see the Hanzo ult coming out, and it only gets Lucio. But we do see here that the Shatter comes out, and Reinhardt's already down. So they're just able to push along without any issues. The Pioneers are going to have to put up a defense here because they're already about halfway through to the checkpoint. So if Marietta doesn't do something here, then game one will go to the Nittany Lions. And Zenyatta's already down from the poke damage. And we see the ults coming out. They try to knock off Genji, but he was able to get himself back onto the bridge. So we see the Hanzo coming out again. And Transcendence comes out to try to keep the Pioneers alive. So they're able to stop the payload from moving, but they're still going to have to do something to prevent it from going much farther because there's not a whole lot left. And we see it's already moving again. So Marietta is going to have to contest this payload to prevent it from going any farther. We see Doomfist coming out for the Pioneers. So we'll see if that makes a difference. And we also see Winston coming out too. The Hanzo ult comes out again to see if it catches anyone. And it doesn't look like it's going to connect. Although Doomfist does take some damage and ends up going down. And there's no one left for the Pioneers to be able to stop this. So it's looking like game one. Oh, we see Winston coming in here right at the clutch second here. It's like less than 1 meter is left. So the Pioneers are going to have to make a huge defense. And they're not able to do it. So game one will go to the Nittany Lions.
Play of the game.
Yeah, it just looked like the Pioneers are still struggling with trying to focus on targets. And although there was more damage from the Nittany Lions, Marietta had the defense, but they just weren't able to keep their defense supported. I feel like before every team fight, at least one person from the Pioneers would go down before a team fight would engage. So game one does go to Penn State. So the next map will be Lee Jane Tower. So if Penn State wins this, then they will win 2-0. If the Pioneers win, then we will go to game 3 with Kings Row. So we'll see if Marietta can make any adjustments with this. This may take another sec. Okay, so we're just waiting to get the teams assembled in the lobby. And as soon as they are ready, we will get the next game up here for you. We're just waiting for everyone to get set. Okay, it looks like someone DC'd, so that's why we're waiting a little bit. So they are now saying that they're ready. Okay, so they're all saying they're ready, so we're just waiting for the game to start. Be any second now.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower. Initiating match.
Alright, so we are in game 2. This game the heroes assemble. This is Lijiang Tower. So we'll have to see what adjustments Marietta can make in order to win this.
Ready for battle.
See. So it looks like Marietta is abandoning the GOATS comp this time and going with 2 tanks, 2 healers, 2 DPS by adding both Tracer and Doomfist. But even with that, even if they were going up against a GOATS comp, Doomfist is usually pretty good against a GOATS comp, but we do see that there will not be a GOATS comp for Penn State since they are going with 2 tanks, 2 DPS, and 2 support. So we already see the damage going back and forth, and we already see Genji for Penn State going down. So we do see Mary getting a couple kills here. But damage is training back and forth. So it looks like Marietta is going to be able to capture the tower first. But Penn State's already there trying to contest it with Lucio. So we see Doomfist powered up, but it looks like he fell to his death. And we do see most of the Pioneers going down. So it looks like Penn State will capture the tower again. Well, not again. This is their first capture of it. So now the Pioneers are going to have to do something in order to get that tower back. So we see Doomfist coming in, trying to make something happen, but he goes down real quickly. So he was already exposed himself. And we do see the Raging Monkey coming out. But he will go down. So right now Marietta is struggling to be able to break this defense. And we see the meteor strike coming down. Let's see if it connects with anyone. And it does miss. So yeah, right now the Pioneers are definitely having trouble just being able to get any kills at this point. And we do see a bunch of different champions coming out. So we're seeing with McCree and Soldier 76 to see if they can make a dent in here. But right now the tower's at 68%. It looks like Marietta's going to work a way around to see if they can get into the tower. And we see most of the ults for Penn State coming out to try to see if they can get any damage here. And they're already taking down 2 of the Pioneers. And that is most of the Pioneers going down, and it's just looking like Penn State will take this tower. So Marietta's going to do something quickly to contest, and they're all rushing over there to try to contest. And we do see Diva going in there to be able to contest, but I don't know how long she's going to be able to last. We see the High Noon coming up, but I don't know if that's going to connect with anyone. It does not. And most of the Pioneers are down. All that's left is Mercy. And the first round will go to Penn State. So they are getting champion select for the second round. So this is going to be match point for the Nittany Lions. The Marietta tried something a little different here with adding some more damage, but it just was not enough. I mean, it seemed like Penn State was still able to get to their supports, get to their damage dealers, and just pick off people.
3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
We do see round 2 starting up, and we'll see what the Pioneers can do this time. So we are seeing a standard 2 tank, 2 DPS, 2 healers, or 2 support I should say. So right now Penn State is just able to pick off the Pioneers. They're just grouping up and going after each person while the Pioneers are very thinly spread. So it's really easy for them to just pick off one person at a time. Marietta needs to work on grouping up and trying to pick off one person. So right now, I mean, Marietta is still pretty much back at their spawn point and can't even get in there. So they're going to have to try a different route to get through. So Marietta is trying to keep everyone up and group together. So now they are going to try to make their push, but they don't have any ults ready to go. But we do see Moria's Coalescence ready, so we'll see if she pops it. So we see the Shatter coming out. You do hear the Riptire, and that does not connect with anyone. And we see ults left and right going now, but most of the Pioneers will fall there. And Penn State's just able to hold this very well. I mean, that might be enough right there because the capture point's already at 75%. Marietta is going to have to make a desperate push to be able to try to contest it and then capture it. But Penn State's just holding up a really good defense. The Pioneers can't do anything. We see the Riptire coming out, so we'll see if that connects with anyone. And it does get 2 people, so this could be the opening that the Pioneers need to be able to contest and take the point. So they did get overtime just in the nick of time, but let's see if it's enough to be able to take them down and take the point. We do see the overtime is still, but the Pioneers need to be able to they do capture it. Okay. I was afraid there because it was about to leave. It's like, you better come back if you want to take the point. So they do take the point, but now they're going to have to hold this for a long time and cannot let Penn State take this at all. And Penn State has 2 ults ready with Shatter and Anna's Nano Boost. And we now have several ults ready. We have the Zarya Diva combo that's going to take out several of the Pioneers. And that may be enough to take the points. Because most of the Pioneers are down now. The overtime is initiated, but there are no Pioneers here to contest it. So that will be the game. That will be this map. That will be pretty much the match because that is 2 wins for Penn State. So that will be the match. So Penn State will win this 2-0. So that will be it for this match. Now, as a reminder, we do have one more game today. We do have a match against Louisville, and that is scheduled at 8:30, so that will be in about an hour. So what we'll do, like we did before, we'll take the stream down for a little bit. We'll bring it back up shortly before the match, and we will have that to you. So once again, thank you for watching. If you haven't done so yet, be sure to follow our Twitch channel here. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Marietta Esports. Follow us on Twitch at Marietta Esports for all the latest news and updates. Thank you again for watching, and hope to see you in about an hour.